First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to First Things First. I'm Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wilds. And guys, maybe. All right. Okay. This has been going on.
Rocking them sauconies. Oh. Way off key.
That is a legit belly laugh out of Nick Wright.
Not one, not
all
two,
I have
but
to
three
say,
blown 3-1 leads for Doc.
Yes. Nick, to which I say, maybe the Clippers needed that rah-rah speech after all yesterday that was so easily dismissed.
You should have given it to him. It wouldn't have gone any worse if Jenna was on the sidelines, I promise you.
Let us get to why Nick is full of belly laughs this morning. Game 7, Clippers Nuggets, and the Clippers trying to avoid a total meltdown after once again being up 3-1 in a series. They needed Kawhi, they needed PG, they needed both to come up big, and that never happened. Both had brutal shooting nights once again. Kawhi just 14 points on 6 of 22 from the field. Paul George, 10 points on 4 of 16 shooting. We had, guys, we talked about it. We had rumors of poor chemistry all season long. We had rumors of fatigue during the playoffs. And last night it all caught up to them. A shocking exit for Kawhi and the Clippers. Maybe not shocking for Nick. After, what did they do? They pushed all their chips in this offseason. So with that, the Denver Nuggets move on to face the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Here is Paul George after the game.
Fact of the matter is we didn't live up to that expectation. But I think internally we've always felt this is not a championship or bust year for us. You know, we can only get better the longer we stay together and the more we're around each other. The more chemistry for this group, the better. I think that's really the tale of the tape of the season. We just didn't have enough time together.
Nick, your corner, buddy, your prediction. You saw this coming from a mile away. B. Marsh, you did as well. But, Nick, let me start with you. What'd you make of what happened last night?
Listen, nobody likes someone to gloat. Nobody likes someone to say, I told you so. So this really does pain me. But I told you so. I warned America all year about these front-running frauds. And everyone said, oh, Chris Broussard, young analyst Nick Wright, picking with his heart instead of his head. Oh, Nick, you're just scared of the Clippers because of LeBron. Scared of the Clippers? Scared of who? Way off P? And Doc Rivers' abysmal playoff record when he's a favorite? What am I scared of? Listen, Brandon, you'd been here a week and saw the Clippers. We're like, wait, they're not better than the Nuggets? At the beginning of the year, I tried to tell America, Brandon, this is a oddly configured roster, a bunch of one-way players. Patrick Beverley, great on defense, bad on offense. Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, the opposite, great on offense, bad on defense. They had no chemistry. They didn't respect the process. Their second best guy is someone who has never stepped up in the biggest playoff moments, and their best guy, for the first time in his career, was playing in a series where if he loses it, we are going to be scrutinizing him in a way he's not familiar with, and the weight of those expectations took him out. And then who did they have to turn to, Brandon? Doc Rivers, who there aren't many unbreakable records in sports, but I will wager my entire net worth, plus yours, Brandon, which is quite more than mine, that this record will never be broken. Doc Rivers, the first coach to ever blow 3 3-1 leads, and in fact, he's blown a 3-1 lead in every decade. Hey, you want the second Bush administration blowing 3-1 lead? No problem. The Obama administration blowing a 3-1 lead? Doc Rivers your guy. How about the Trump administration? Doc Rivers still your guy. Doesn't matter who's in office, doesn't matter what year it is. You need a 3-1 lead blown, you know who to call. So, listen, is this a victory lap for me, Brandon? It is. Am I surprised? No, of course not.
But could it be luck, Nick?
And am I delighted? Go ahead,
Can it be
please.
Luck? Could it be luck, though? Like, how do you call this? How do you call this at the beginning of the year? Like, I just don't get it. No one can call this the way you did.
Because the roster didn't make, because Brennan, I'll be very quick here, because the roster didn't make sense. You got to get through LeBron and Anthony Davis. They never even got there. And you don't have a rim protector. You have a bunch of guys who act like they've won something when only one of them has ever won anything, and he's damn near silent as far as a leadership perspective. And even if you didn't see it in the preseason, once the year started and Kawhi is asking for days off before Halloween and they are already acting like they're the defending champs, to me, the writing was on the wall all year long, Brandon.
Yeah, well, I think the Clippers should be lucky that they dominated the way they did and they actually got to a Game 7, and that sounds ridiculous, thinking that they were up 3-1. Coming into this series, I thought that the Nuggets were the better team. I thought they didn't have an answer for Jokic. You can see how they played him. You know, they tried to take him out. They tried to trap him. They tried to double him, leaving everyone else wide open. And the guys that were supposed to hit the shots in the big moments did. Millsap played big in Game 2, Game 6, Game 7. Game 5, Game 6. He was okay in Game 7. You had Porter come in and spark the team when he needed to spark the team when they had nothing. Harris and Grant came in and made some big plays. Did they play lights out? No. But when you have Jokic and you have no answer for Jokic, that makes it easy for everyone else on the court. I thought they did a tremendous job against Murray coming into this series. They basically said, we're going to take Jokic out and we're going to take Murray out, and everyone else has to beat us. What happened last night?
And they did.
They literally said, okay. Last night they literally said, Murray, you have to beat us. And he did. And this is a guy that showed immaturity throughout this series. He showed that he was the one that wasn't in condition. I don't know what Doc is talking about. You know, you really have to peel back the layers. But Murray and the Denver Nuggets like the team that needed to get in shape a little bit more. So, Wiles, I don't know how you saw this, but when you really look at this series, this is not about the Clippers. This is really about this matchup nightmare. When you have shooters around Jokic, they could be any team, any given night.
Well, Brandon, I think it was about belief. And if you go on the internet, you'll see a long list of compilations of people who didn't believe in the Nuggets and only believed in the Clippers. And Jamal Murray called him out during his press conference. He said people ranging from Shaq to poor Zach Lowe. But there was one person, Jenna, one person that very early on put their neck out, and he is the seer of seers, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the Puxatani Phil of First Things First. Our guy, Nick Wright, called it. Take a listen.
Have the Denver Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Clippers, the unbeatable Clippers, who we don't know if Montrezl Harrell's in any type of shape. You've got 5...